Well, congratulations on this film. This required so much faith. You know, the film is about faith, and it required so much faith in you to know that a film like this would work. So for each of you, what did it mean to you to take the leap, to get it out there?
I foolishly probably didn't give it as much thought as I should have. I honestly heard and it's funny because you talk to people and I've been asked that question, you know, wow, this is what were you thinking? Did you calculate this out? And I didn't have that experience. I hadn't read the book. I had worked with Randy on We Were Soldiers. He's an excellent filmmaker and writer. I had faith in him that he could find a way into this story cinematically to tell it in an entertaining way and give the audience a chance to understand what happened to this family and feel honestly and authentically like they were experiencing the events that the Burpos talk about in their book. And that had a lot to do with, you know, I think the storytelling and the cast. We had an excellent cast, and we found we kind of hit the jackpot with the little boy.
And it's a big leap of faith for you as well.
Yeah, and you know, it really is an interesting thing about when the most crucial decision you make as a filmmaker when you go from getting the script, what you think is right, and assembling, you know, the people around it. But if you miscast, then you lose your movie altogether. And I'd worked with both Greg and Margot before, and my experience with them is that they are brilliant analytically and know how to put that aside and act from their hearts, act from their instincts. So when I was afraid, and there were many times when I was comforted to know that I would just give the scene to them and stand back and watch. And the most magical moment in the movie is that way.
Well, yeah, and I was going to ask you what the moment that's always going to stand out to you. You know, years from now, when people ask you about this film or they say it's special to you, what is it that you suppose you'll look back on and go, that was a special day or that was a special moment?
The scene that Greg and I have at the cemetery was a magical day, and it was truly unusual. It was unusually what? Alive. Yeah, it was unusually alive. And unfortunately, it was even more alive before the camera started rolling.
Yeah, we did get the gravesite scene, which was a really nice moment in the film. Margot showed up, and we played it all out, and there was much emoting, and it was very, very nice. And then they said, okay, now we're ready to roll. But the truth is that regardless, that day, I agree, that stands out for me as a special one. And then there were some, you know, very, very difficult scenes, obviously, for me as a father, you know, dealing with Connor, who goes through, you know, what Colton went through, which is was just about this close to death, and to kind of have to live that was tough.
And this is a true story too. So there's, you know, when you make a historical or some kind of film where you don't have someone checking up on you, that's seeing themselves in the film, is that any extra added pressure as a writer, director, or the actors, because the real life Mr. Bopro is right there?
Well, my introduction to him was through Skype. We had a very modern introduction. We Skyped a little bit, and you know, he was very forthcoming with questions and that he had and information. The truth is, what he really was pounding me on was to make sure that I didn't screw up the volunteer firefighter job that he had. More than anything else. I'm not kidding. He was like, now look, you have no idea how much trouble I'm going to get in with these guys if you don't get this right. So, but you know, obviously for him too, I think it's was quite a leap. You talk about trust. You know, it's a very personal story for him and their family, and to put it in the hands of people who are making a film, I'm sure was a big leap. But he visited set a couple of times.
Well, congratulations on the film, and we're so happy that you get to bring this to Dallas International Film Festival. I hope you get to do something Dallas-like that's fun while you're here. Yeah.
I'm a Texan, so I'm very happy to be here.
Good. Welcome home.
Thank you.